air injection pump and see what's going on with that. We'll click on it and let's see if it'll show me the most common failures. Okay, and I am using a Snap-on Zeus for bidirectional tool to see if we can hear what's going on. I am going to turn the pump on to see if we have any flow or any suction. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the air box, part of it, so I can see what's going on to get access to the secondary injection pump. So let's do that. I do have a battery maintainer on it because I am testing, so I don't want to draw the battery. All right, so I got the intake side off, so I'm going to turn it back on, see if we have any. Okay, so how I know the secondary injection pump and the EGR valve are both working properly is by me cycling it on and off. See the RPM drop? And then the motor stumbles, and then it timed out. All right, so it's going to turn back on. See the RPM change. So that means there it is again, back down, back up. Motor's revving back up again. So at that point there, I know that the EGR and the secondary injection pump are working properly. Why there's a code in there for it, I don't know. There's a whole lot of codes in there. But I know the car did have a few issues with stumbling and not idling properly. But we can rule out the EGR valve and the secondary injection pump. But as you can see, by me turning on the secondary injection pump, cycling it on and off, and opening and closing the EGR valve, it pushed all the condensation out of the exhaust. So that just basically confirms the fact that EGR is working properly and secondary injection pump is working properly.